this time on whatever we want. We talk about
Thor 4, Thor Love and Thunder. Daniel and I actually are in person, as you can see, and we went to the cast and crew screening. So we talk about our experience there. We also talk about our just overall review of the movie Thor 4. Spoilers, major huge big spoilers ahead. There are time codes down in the description if you'd like to jump around different points in the episode. Hope you enjoy. Welcome back to Whatever We Want, where we review content across all mediums of media, movies, TV shows, video games, and beyond to give you the most interesting behind-the-scenes insights, storytelling techniques, all that jazz, and more.
we go over Star Wars, Marvel, Pixar, Disney, and more. Without further ado, let's jump into the show.
PreBanter. Pewter. Daniel, how's it going, my friend?
It's going pretty good, man. Things are different this time a little bit, aren't they?
Yeah, we are in person together. This is our first time doing an in-person podcast, and I'm a little nervous because we're so close. We're kind of trying to do two different mics to have the best audio quality for you, but I'm worried that like if we talk over each other too much, like it'll be really weird.
We'll work it out.
Yeah.
And by we, I mean Jake. He's going to be doing all the editing.
Yeah, my painful cry there. So yeah, apologies if there's any like technical weirdness happening, but we're trying our best. And also, you might be wondering for our video podcast viewers why we're wearing these beautiful hats. It's our 3-year podcast anniversary,
Which is crazy to think about, dude. 3 years.
Yeah, we've come
It's
a
crazy.
long way from no video to video. Separate to videos. Sorry, we've had a long day.
Yeah, no audio podcast. That would be a new one.
It's just a silent podcast. But yeah, so again, this is our first in-person podcast ever. So apologies if it's like awkward at all, or if the like audio quality's off. We like are here, but like I don't really want to look at you too much because I'm worried like it'll like make my audio drift or like interfere.
See, that's the thing. I like can move. I don't want to move too much, but like
Daniel's literally holding his mic.
I'm holding my mic.
Just gonna get an arm workout. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
So it's been a long day. We saw the Thor Love and Thunder.
The 4.
Yeah, we were recording this on Wednesday, so this is actually before the 4 comes out to the world. Yeah, we went to the cast and crew screening,
Which is crazy.
Yeah, because I worked on Thor 4. Like my name's in the credits. It's my first feature credit.
Oh my god, when it came up on screen, I literally like pointed at it like a kid in a candy shop. I was like, "Look, there it is!
I know him." But yeah, so that was super fun, and we're gonna talk about that. But before that, we were talking about this, but like you heard about the Rolling Stones like 50 top superhero films.
Yes.
This is also so weird because you can just see my notes. Like I can't surprise you unless you just don't look at that. Don't look at that.
Yeah, what the heck is the main segment about? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I haven't updated the main segment. It's still listed as Kenobi. But the Rolling Stones released a list of the top 50 superhero films of all time, and some of them are a little odd on there. Like,
I don't agree with the list at all.
Megamind was on there, which I think is fair.
Yeah, like there's definitely some good.
But like Multiverse of Madness was on there, and I was like, I don't know. And like Captain America: Civil War wasn't on there, so like how accurate can it be? But we had an idea. Sorry, you gonna say?
No, I was just saying the list that they came out with was more like politically based instead of it being like art based, you know?
Yeah, we don't want to get into politics.
Exactly.
Here.
So
yeah, we had an idea potentially of like going through and like watching the films on that list that we haven't seen and like doing like movie commentaries, but
dude,
not necessarily.
You need to see The Rocketeer.
A podcast. Yeah, I have not seen that, so we shall see. But so let us know maybe if you want to see that. My hair's like all over the place, but it's kind of cool.
Me too.
Wild. Yeah, we're jumping into the main segment. Thor Love and Thunder. So, I mean, I feel like we should talk a little bit about our experience of just going to the cast and crew screening.
Well, I was there first. Let's bring it off like that.
Yeah, so I had to work all day. That's why Daniel's in California also. Like,
yeah, I'm here.
I have to say that. Daniel's in person, which is really awesome. It's been great seeing you and visiting.
Yeah, it's been great being out here and being able to have the opportunity, dude.
Yeah, so over 4th of July weekend. And yeah, so we came out for the Thor screening, and we did like some other things too. But yeah, so you went there like pretty early. The screening opened at 6. I was still working at 6. I actually had to work a little late past 6. So you were there. You got our tickets.
Yeah.
Which like I don't want to like give away anything, but like they looked like they were easily like forgeable.
We could totally forge them, dude. That's the thing. Like it's simple Photoshop, and you're good. I mean, I'm not saying to do it. Okay.
Yeah, don't do it.
But it could be done.
But thank you, Marvel. Yeah. We're like, Marvel gave us this opportunity, and we're like, actually, you could easily get a no. Yeah, so, I mean, it was really cool. And we're going to go over our review of the movie as well.
Oh, yeah.
But I just want to put a little disclaimer. I know we've talked about this on the podcast before, but my perception of movies heavily depends on where I'm seeing the movie at. And we just saw it literally like an hour ago as of recording this, because Daniel flies out tomorrow at the cast and crew screening. Like, we were sitting next to someone who was like the guy the VFX guy on set in the LA division that like spins the ball around. So
yeah, the
they
reflection
get, like,
sphere, so
an
they can do
HDRI.
HDRIs and all that.
Yeah, so like that
yeah.
was really cool. We were just chatting next to him. We talked to someone else who was the plus one of someone that did like avatars, maybe like 3D work. I don't know. He didn't really know what his boyfriend did, but yeah, it was cool chatting to him. Yeah, it was a cool experience. Had popcorn and
I was gassy like the whole time. That was the only bad thing.
Yeah, Daniel was
okay, we got butter on our popcorn, and I guess that makes me gassy. I don't know, but I was like burping like every now and then. I was like, no. I was trying to hold it in when we got like to the super quiet moment.
Yeah, so yeah, that all factored into our perception of the movie.
Yeah.
Do you have any other last minute thoughts on just the screening itself? It was in this really amazing theater.
Yeah, that's the thing. We should talk about the theater too. Like the theater itself was beautiful.
It was like in Beverly Hills. I don't want to give away too much because I don't know like if I'm supposed to give away too much.
But we could say this: it's beautiful. It's like
big.
much larger than a regular theater. You know?
Yeah.
It made me think of like a classical theater in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There was like a Minions theater right next to the theater we were in. Where like they had like ads for Minions.
Yeah.
It was just a really cool experience. Okay, you ready to jump into the review?
The four.
I have some notes on my phone and the computer. Just
Did you write that while we were driving? Oh
no,
you wrote when we were
when
walking
to the car.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Don't text and drive, kids. Seriously. What do you think just overall?
Honestly, I do think it was a good movie.
I don't think it was as good as Ragnarok in my opinion, honestly.
Yeah, no, Ragnarok I feel like was better, but this one had more, at least in my opinion, artistic tones to it.
Yes.
Especially when we get to like other later fights and just sequences in general.
Yeah, I do have that written down.
Again, pacing's good.
It felt fast.
Yes. Like they're hitting their beats quickly.
I didn't feel like I had time to breathe, but it was also makes sense because we've already established like Jane as the love interest, so that makes sense. But I still was like, I kind of like want time to breathe a little bit. I don't know. I have to sit with it for a while. I again don't know. I might have been like swept up in the moment and not really like paying attention to the movie as much as I should have, but yeah, we'll see. I think also just kind of going back, this is like a really full circle moment for me. Just like thinking of like my name's in the credits now, but like I started out, Thor 1 came out when I was I think 12.
Yeah, I was going to say like 12 or 13.
2011,
yeah.
like 12. Then like a few years later, that was like my first makeout movie was Thor. So it went from being my first makeout movie to now my name's in the credits. So I went to the cast and crew screen. So I think that's a very cool like full circle moment, you know?
Yeah.
Especially because it's Thor, Love and Thunder. It's about love.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, we forgot. There was the like head of Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on.
It wasn't Kevin Feige. It was
Victoria. I have her name. Victoria Alonso. She's the president of physical, post-production, VFX, and animation at Marvel.
She gave like a whole like cool speech and
very
all that.
Cool speech, yeah. And there was like I don't want to give away the thing at the end that they did because I don't know if that's like a Marvel like trade secret they do.
Yeah.
So, but like there was a really cool just like felt like
team moment.
Yeah, like team moment kind of at the end, and that we got to be a part of, which was really awesome. And she said she's been doing it for like a while. And again, I don't want to give away the like ins and out to her speech, but like she gave a very nice speech beforehand and has been doing it apparently for like most of the films at these like cast and crew screenings. But it was really cool that she was just like there like talking to us before this movie, before Thor.
What did you think that there was like no premieres or anything? I just jumped right into it.
Yeah,
I thought that was very like.
I liked it. I mean, it was like it just jumped right in the movie because like they didn't put ads before because it was just like a screening.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. I kind of like.
I like that a lot, honestly.
Yeah,
it felt so dramatic because you're just so used to seeing the premiere, but like especially with the tone that started off with it being all serious, like just boom. It was
boom. You looking for this? Yeah. So. Let's talk about the film itself, the plot.
Yes.
So Christian Bale, I thought was a standout. Did a great job in my opinion.
He always kills it.
Yeah.
But like this was
so
like
creepy.
This movie had more horror aspects to it than Multiverse of Madness, in my opinion. At least I feel like they hit better.
There were certain moments, yeah, definitely, like the shadow creatures and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That was a cool aspect I feel like, and also Christian Bale's like motivation was definitely there, like with his daughter. I saw like an interview that with him that he saw people online were saying like Christian Bale has joined the MCU and he didn't know what that was.
He didn't know what that was.
So he was like, "What?" He thought he joined.
I didn't join anything.
Yeah, he thought he joined like a cult accidentally or something.
Imagine that, accidentally joining a cult as you enter Marvel.
Kind of is sort of similar,
honestly, a little bit, but it's not a bad one to be in, you know?
Yeah.
Much friendly people.
Yeah. I mean, the thing you were talking about, I think, with the creative fights, like the black and white fight in like the shadow realm.
Yes.
That's how
really that was cool. Also, the contrast when it was like them fighting the gods, or specifically like Zeus and like the guards.
Oh, yeah.
Because you had like full color, full vibrancy, like in that scene, and then instantly just direct contrast to like literally just no color, and it was just so epic.
I liked, again, it kind of felt like almost anime inspired, that black and white fight in the shadow realm. Like there was such creative like camera angles and like when they were fighting these giant shadow creatures, but then there was like a spark of color with like Valkyrie like with the lightning bolt and stuff. I just really love that like stylized fight. I thought that was really freaking cool. You know what else was really freaking cool? Chris Hemsworth's butt. The president of Marvel again. She came up in her speech and was like, because you're allowed to bring a +1. That's how Daniel got to come in with me to the cast and crew screening. And she was like, I know some +1s like are like little kids, producers like kids. She was like, just be aware that there's like 3 seconds of like Thor nudity. And so it was cool that we got that warning. But as it was approaching, everyone kind of like leaned in. I really liked his like tattoo on his back.
Dude, the Loki.
Yeah. Yes, that also just that opening scene with Taika Waititi. Again, with the pacing, it just like it felt like it almost like erased everything, all the character development, or just like kind of reset the character development and problems that he was set up with at the end of Endgame. Like it just like wiped away his like fat bod by like going on like a quest, then got rid of him with the Guardians within like the first 10 minutes, which like I didn't really mind, but I kind of maybe wanted to see that
a little
more. But again, if there is a way you're going to breeze past that, I feel like Taika Waititi narration as Korg is like the way to do it.
Yeah, that was the perfect way to do it, honestly.
Especially with the tone of this film.
Yeah. Also, I think it kind of makes sense that Thor kind of annoyed the Guardians to a point to where they're just like, all right, get out of here, you know? Yeah. So it kind of worked out.
So the stuff that I worked on, that's some of the stuff I actually saw was with the Guardians stuff in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Daniel was like, every time you see something that like you worked on, nudge me. And like at the very beginning, I was like nudging him.
You're nudging me a lot in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like,
My company does a lot of like holograms and stuff. Yeah, I saw Lady Sif give her distress call. That was like one of the first things I saw like months ago. So like I knew like that was like the inciting incident, how Thor's revealed it. So I like knew the plot to the movie like months ago before the trailer came out. And I was like, just having to keep it inside and not tell anyone. Yeah, but that was cool. And then also it was interesting seeing like what was cut, because I had seen earlier stuff. Like for example, in when Jane is learning about that she has cancer and like Googling New Asgard, there's like a scene where she's on her laptop, and that was a scene that my company did. And there was a whole sequence, you know, the Old Spice part?
Yeah,
the Old Spice like Valkyrie commercial, that was supposed to actually play as a YouTube ad while Jane was looking up stuff on her laptop, and then it was supposed to be another video of like an ad for New Asgard, but that was cut and it was kind of condensed into just like the establishing shots of New Asgard and like Valkyrie's like day-to-day life. So I thought that was just really interesting that was cut. Yeah, kind of cool to see like behind the scenes. That's an exclusive. No one else knows that really, except for like all the other people in Marvel, but they don't talk about it on a show.
What did you think of the play?
Oh my gosh, Matt Damon got so much more screen time.
Right?
That was funny. And like Thor is played by Chris Hemsworth's like real brother. Oh wait, I need to look up.
Dude, you know what should be a good deleted scene?
What?
Remember how they said like after all the kids were taken, they're like, should we do a play to entertain the people?
They actually do that.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious as like a deleted scene or something.
I also don't know if I saw this. I mentioned this to you like while we were in the theater. People probably annoyed us because we were like geeking out about Easter eggs. But I felt like one of the New Asgard guys was Thor's roommate from that short film.
Yeah.
After Civil War, you know, when he's like on Earth and living with what's his face?
Gary?
I don't know. Is that him?
No, that's totally him.
I think that might be him. So there's a Thor short called Team Thor, and it's like a little spoof that Chris Hemsworth and Marvel filmed after Civil War, because like he wasn't on any team, and so this was him kind of being bitter that he wasn't on a team, and he's just living with his roommate. I think the roommate was brought back for this potentially. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the same guy.
No, that's 100% him. Are you kidding me? That's 100%.
I'd have to see it again, but yeah, it might be. So I think that was just a cool little Easter egg, and we caught that. If that is true, if not, don't mention it. Just kidding. What do you think of the goats?
I felt like they had their moments.
The Marvel president also mentioned that in her speech. She was like, "There's a movie about ghosts. There's like Thor, like
Love, Thunder, I didn't think about that.
And goats, greatest of all time, and real ghosts." It was just really funny. Yeah, and the goats, dude, the freaking scream just constantly. Like I thought it would get old. I honestly didn't mind it. I thought it was really funny, especially when they come crashing into the like.
Dude, I love that.
Yeah,
bit.
to
that
like
was funny.
Zeus's planet, whatever the heck that was called.
Oh no, I was talking about when they went to the Shadow Planet and they literally because it looks so big, but then they just crashed right into it.
Yeah, good old perspective humor. I love that stuff. But that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of just like I don't know? I feel like the core of this story almost didn't let me down, but like because it was so fast, like I don't know if I didn't connect with it because I was like so focused on like, oh, I'm at the premiere, but like with Thor and Jane's relationship, like I feel like we've seen that before. But it is about, I guess it's about like Thor losing someone he loved and like becoming a father almost. I just felt like the father thing was tacked on like right at the end a little bit. Like
No, because that was the whole point of it.
I guess. Well, like actually no. I guess you're right because I guess he's like taking care of kids throughout. That's like the whole point of it. Okay, that makes sense.
It's not about him going because before Thor was about him
before
going
Thor.
on his,
Before.
Yeah, before Thor.
Yeah.
It was about him going on his adventures and
finding himself. I guess that's him finding himself. That's his new purpose in life is like being a dad.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I think it's a good, nice place for him to settle into and tackle new battles like that, you know?
The 4. The 5. What is it going to be the 5?
Yeah.
Do you think we'll have a the 5? Thor 5?
Love, thunder, and...
Teenage years.
Honestly.
I mean, they said Thor will return.
Yeah, so he's going to return.
But
wasn't he signed on for like 6 films in total?
I don't know, but I was thinking, it said Thor will return in the post-credits. Does that mean Jane Foster? Because she's also Thor now, since she's in Valhalla.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Because she's in Valhalla...
Can they escape there?
That depends. Because there's different planes of existence after you die, right? For example, we've seen with Black Panther, they have...
The astral plane, whatever?
Yeah, the astral plane. With Moon Knight, you get the desert sands of death.
The field of reeds. The field of
reeds.
Reed Richards.
Yeah. All the reeds.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see that we're getting all these different planes of existence in the afterlife.
One of the planes is just a plane.
Yeah, literally. So
it has all the planes from all the Marvel movies, like Captain America, the plane he went down in, and that was the only plane I could remember off the top of my head. What other planes are there? I feel like there's other planes in the MCU.
I started thinking about helicopters, like the helicopter that crashed when Nick Fury got dusted, but it's not a plane.
That you know what that fits, and also like the helicopter that Captain America holds.
Yeah, it goes like has
arms.
his little chest moment, you know.
Yeah. Anyways, what were we talking about?
Well, no. So here's what I'm trying to bring up with
Back to the tank.
Is like because there's a lot of times in Marvel Comics where people are brought back, especially from like hell, you know.
Yeah.
So I wonder if we're going to be getting into hell as like another plane of like afterlife.
I mean, we're seeing the gods, maybe like Hades or something.
That would be crazy to see.
Yeah.
And then being able to then bring people like that back.
What do you think of the gods? And
I think it was very well done.
Like Zeus, and we got the Hercules post.
Yes,
scene.
dude, the Hercules thing. I was waiting for Hercules for so long. He's like a mix between, if I recall right, like how it's done in Marvel, like between Captain America and like a Superman kind of thing. Like he can't do like, I don't think he can fly or anything, but he has like super immense strength and all. Okay. He's Hercules. It's going to be interesting to see how he interacts with the Marvel heroes in this case, including if they come up with the West Coast Avengers or like the Dark Avengers. Kind of starting to see formation of some groups like that, so I want to see how that would interact.
Yeah, I thought Korg was gone, honestly.
Dude, I almost lost it.
I don't know. I thought they were gonna do it, but then freaking Thor just like wrecking Zeus. I thought he was gonna stay dead.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, I thought it was crazy that like I thought he died. I thought they killed Zeus, and I was like, whoa, that's gonna have some repercussions. Well, that brings up a good point.
Like, how would you kill Zeus or like a higher god then?
I thought it made sense because it was his own lightning
thing.
Bolt. It could have done it. No Odin, no Loki in this.
Well, technically there was
not the play. I thought it was interesting.
Well, that's the thing.
I mean, first Thor movie without it.
Do you think Odin is in Valhalla?
Oh, right. I think it could be. That could be a way to bring him back, but that also feels a little like...
But he didn't die in battle. That's a point Thor made throughout this film. Like, you have to die in battle.
But he had the same, like, effect as Jane disappearing. Does that mean anything? Or is that just how gods die? Or does that mean you're going to Valhalla?
I don't know. That's a good point.
Did we see Idris Elba, like, disintegrate like that? I don't think we did.
I don't think we did. I think he just died.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you could argue like he died in the battle of like life, or like he was in so many battles. I don't know.
Everyone dies in the battle of life. That's called life.
So maybe that's the secret of Valhalla. Like they all go there or something. I don't know. They could argue he was constantly battling, keeping back Hela, and then he lost the battle and died, and that's how she came back.
That is true. That is honestly true. I could see that being argued there.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the first Marvel character that's gotten a 4th movie. Mm-hmm. Do you think we'll start seeing more?
Oh yeah.
Like I think we could see Spider-Man. But besides that, I don't know if we will.
No, we will. We definitely.
Who do you think would be? We're not gonna see Iron Man or Cap. I don't think.
Well, no, I think it'd definitely be Spider-Man.
Yeah, they set that up. No one else is like close to 3, even.
Well, that's the thing. I think when we start getting the higher numbers, it's going to be first thing who works out from these shows, right? So like, who works out? Like, if Moon Knight does good enough, he's going to be.
I don't think we'll get 4 Moon Knight films.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying like directly Moon Knight. Like, say it's like a Defenders thing or like a.
No, but I mean solo films.
Oh, like solo? Then,
I don't think we'll get 4, like... Yeah.
Because really you only have Spidey then in that case right now. Or Strange.
Right now.
You can have Strange. But he only has 2. So...
Yeah, like I don't think we'll get like 4 Shang-Chi movies or anything for a while at least. But yeah, I don't know. I think we'll see Thor, I guess, in another Avengers things. I don't think will be plans to do like a Marvel, like a Thor 5 soon. Maybe, I don't know. Depends on this reception.
What did you think of the fight at the doorway of eternity?
I was a little like, okay, now all the kids have Thor powers. Like that just seemed like a little out of left field to me.
I mean, I like that Thor could realize that he could enchant things too.
I guess that was part of his, again, like becoming like a dad. But it just felt like it was funny. Like, don't get me wrong, the gags with like the girl with the stuffed animal shooting laser eyes, lightning eyes was really funny. And like I felt like Axel, Idris Elba's kid, had like some cool moments.
He definitely had his key moments there.
But yeah, I just felt like I just didn't care about the kids that much because I didn't really know any of them. I cared that they like were safe, but I didn't care about like them battling or like I don't know. I just wasn't I don't say I didn't care. I wasn't like invested as like the other things. I don't know.
But no, I think story wise, like they had to do something there instead of just like sitting there. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's the only reason why that kind of made sense.
I want to mention Valkyrie's Phantom of the Opera shirt. Shout out that. And also just all just she was like mainly in casual gear.
Yeah, I love
time.
That too, where she's just
that was
chilling.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is like eternity like? What is the impact of that now on like the
Okay, I could get into this. Okay, so there's like the higher entities of a universe, which eternity is one. There's also infinity, and there's a whole bunch of other
infinity ice cream, infinity cones. I want to go
there.
Oh
yeah, dude, that was so funny.
How long do you think till that's at Disneyland?
2 days.
Yeah.
Okay, so eternity is like all of existence in the universe. It's like as we saw it in the film, it's like the entity of what the universe is.
Can you only have one wish, or is it like as many wishes?
That's the thing. That's kind of a new thing with this, at least as far as I know.
That it's only one?
That's a wish in general. I didn't know that was a wish thing before. Because, again, eternity is kind of just like there's been times in Marvel Comics, say, when Adam Warlock and Thanos were battling it out, they go talk to eternity to try to figure out, like, literally, like, state of the universe type stuff.
Yeah.
It's more like a court of determining how things are going to be with how things are in the universe. But eternity itself is... the universe.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder where that's going to open up. I feel like also when this goes out, I think like next week is Comic-Con, and apparently I've heard rumors that like Kevin Feige is going to be explaining the next phase because they haven't been to Comic-Con in like 2 or 3 years, something like that, because of COVID. And so like everything that they mentioned at the last Comic-Con they were at is now like officially out. So I think they're going to start like kind of showing the bigger picture and like what it's all building towards, because I feel like right now it's kind of like we have no idea. So I wonder if Eternity will be part of that, or it'll be like more multiverse. Like I know
people are kind of complaining about that, but at the same time you got to think about it from the perspective in which we started from, again with like Iron Man, Thor, Cap, and all that. Like there wasn't a bigger picture then. It was just about telling good stories, and then they were made in a way so that way they could then get into like a higher level arch.
Yeah, but
so I feel like we're at that point now
arc?
To where
yeah.
Sorry, thinking about my own game.
You're good.
I think we're now, like you're saying, at this point to where that higher level arc can begin to form, because we've seen multiversal stuff. We're seeing higher level entities like Eternity. It's going to be interesting to see how these higher powers are going to be playing the effect of what's going to be going on. It's definitely going to be Battle World. That's what we're going to be getting towards. I'm telling you that right now.
No, I think it could be Secret Wars. Could be the big thing, or like Kang will be the big bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, there's like a lot of options, I feel like. I've heard mixed reviews about this, and I wanted to hear your thoughts on this. Like, I feel like the first Thor Taika Waititi did, so Thor Ragnarok, the last one, was just so out there and like very tonally different than the first 2 Thor movies, and like that kind of like shock and wow factor of like it was like this crazy expectation subversion. And so now that we're expecting that, I feel like this one didn't fall flat, but like we were expecting it, so there wasn't that like shock factor that like they were like, wow, this is so fresh and new, that like helped the last one. So like, do you think that could be hurting the perception of it from critics?
I mean, from critics, sure, but again, I like this one a lot because it had more of the artisanal. Like there's so many shots in this one to where if you just took a frame of it, it would feel like it was its own drawing in a comic book, and I love that aspect of it.
I think stylistically, I also like this one. Like I felt like the last one was very cool and had its definite vision, but like I felt like Sakaar almost felt like a hodgepodge of just like colors and whatever.
Yeah.
And this one felt more purposeful.
Definitely.
Like
I totally agree with that.
The Shadow Realm. If you were ranking the 4 Thor movies now, where would you rank this? Starting from worst to best?
Worst is going to be number 2.
The Dark World.
Yeah.
Okay.
We know why.
Yeah. Moving on.
Next one I honestly kind of want to say is number 1.
Yeah.
It's not that it was bad. It's just that it's introductory. It's kind of more old schoolish Thor.
Yeah. The bleached eyebrows bring it down.
Yeah. Too many Dutch angles.
Yeah. The Dutch angles literally slide it down. Gravity.
That's the thing. So it's just a tassel between 3 and 4.
Sorry, excuse you. 3 and the 4.
Yeah, you're right. I feel like 3 is easier to watch again, but I would personally, I think, watch the 4 again for the artisanal side of it.
Okay.
So I think the 4 is my number 1, if I'm being honest.
I think I would do Thor 2, The Dark World, at the bottom, then Thor 1, and then I think just as of now, initial reaction, again, I haven't had time to sit with it and like process it. I would put Thor 4 at my number 2, a close number 2, and then Thor Ragnarok number 1. Again, just because that initial like wow factor really sold me the last time, and it was like the first time we'd seen Thor in this like new light. The cut hair was like everything was different. Yeah. And again, the pacing in Thor 4, it was like a little fast. I felt like, again, maybe if I watched again and like wasn't in the environment of like, oh my gosh, I'm in like a cast and crew screening, like,
it could be different. Yeah,
I could have like processed it better and like been more focused. So that's entirely possible.
Same thing if I wasn't gassy.
Yeah. Yeah, that also was causing me to lose focus. I was like, is Daniel really gonna be my +1 and then like puke in this?
No, like I wasn't at that point, but like I was like,
I didn't
burping.
know though, because we were in the movie and I couldn't ask you, yo, are you about to puke? And then like have everyone around me like.
Yeah, that would have been bad. No, I would have gone up and left before that, and I wouldn't have embarrassed you like that. But
thank you. What did you think of the opening battle? We didn't talk about that much, like with the like Guardians and like those just like blue people.
Let's call them the glass makers, okay?
Oh, because their temple was like made of glass.
Yeah,
like freaking. I feel like they were fighting like almost like a version of Animal from the Muppets, like that. Yeah, species.
Honestly,
I saw those creatures like months ago, and that's immediately what I thought.
I love their design. I think it's pretty funny. And also just that moment where Thor like does like jumps up and does like the kickstand thing between the two bikes.
Awesome.
That was hilarious.
Again, I love how also he just said like, and he summed it up so well himself. He was like, this was like a classic Thor like adventure. And I was like, yeah, that like I loved that. Like it just felt like it could have been like from a comic book, like just a little mini battle like on his normal adventures.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved his like outfit there. He was jacked for this whole film.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, but yeah, and also just the music. Choices.
Dude, the music killed.
Yeah, like specifically like the music they chose like 80s and just like classic rock songs.
Yeah,
it was done very effectively, I thought, and I just really enjoyed it. I love classic rock just in general, but like seeing Thor use it, just very cool.
Whoever did the fluid and particle simulations during the Zeus battle, they were having such a good time.
Yeah,
just seeing like having the bodies like ragdoll and like fluid gold come out.
Oh my gosh, that was so cool,
right?
And it kind of got around. Like I think it was supposed to be their blood, but
yeah.
Like I love how it didn't. It kind of got around the gore, Gore the God Butcher. They got around the gore of it because it was just like, oh, it's like fun, sparkly
glitter.
Gold. Yeah. But yeah, I like that as well. Again, yeah, and there was like a lot of it.
Yeah, there was.
That was very like I don't know, it was like almost satisfying almost.
No, literally.
Again, this isn't going to be like so much. We're going to have too many Easter eggs for this because we tried to go into it kind of blind. I mean, we have some Easter eggs like from me working on it. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, not as many as usual. Speaking of tidbits, I have one. Taika Waititi, when he was working on this, you know how he's working on like a Star Wars film?
Yeah. So
he asked Natalie Portman to be in like his Star Wars film because he just forgot that she was in the prequels already. Like, because he just liked working with her like as an actress and like asked her to be in his. And project.
She's like, "Oh, you want me as Padme again?" And
yeah, he's said in his
that's funny
interviews that he wants to get out of the like Skywalker era, like hundreds of years in either direction. Yeah. So like obviously she couldn't be Padme unless she's like it's just her corpse like hundreds of years in the
oh man,
future.
That'd be dark.
Yeah. Sorry, this might be a little shorter of an episode, but it's just late.
It's so hectic, man. It was
been a long day.
Such an experience, you know. I think we still have to just process it.
Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about with the 4 post credits? Maybe
we'll talk that in a second. But I just love the aesthetic of both, like the dark cage that he had the kids in.
Oh yeah,
it was very like I don't know. It felt like Tim Burton-y in a way, so it was very cool. But also like again like that last planet thing that they were on. I didn't even think about it. It's like that old animation where it's like a bullet to the moon or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yes, yeah. The George a trip to the moon. It's George's Méliès. I forget how to pronounce that.
Yeah,
George's Méliès, I believe. A Trip to the Moon is like one of the first films and one of the first films with like VFX. It's like very famous in like film studies, but yeah, it kind of gave you that vibe a little bit.
Yeah, especially when the goats crashed into the planet.
Yeah.
I wonder if that like was purposeful.
Maybe that was
homage to that.
Yeah, maybe influence in that. That's kind of cool. Yeah, post-credit scene. So we had the Valhalla one, like we talked about, and then Zeus alive. Do you think that'll lead to anything?
Oh yeah, definitely.
What do you think?
Now Zeus is going to get his arm and be like, the Asgardians, we're going to... Well, he's going to have Hercules. So
could that be Thor 5?
I think the 5 might be Herc being sent to Earth to, like, mess people up.
I know they're redoing Hercules, like the Russo brothers are producing a live action Hercules remake of the Disney project, but I want Marvel to just also like within a Thor movie just like redo all of the like Hercules classic animation, like he's like singing like I'll be on my way.
Well, that's the thing, like the shadow monsters, some of them had like Herculean monsters, like they had the Hydra.
I thought you were gonna say they were like singing as they were going.
No, that'd be hilarious though, dude. The shadow monsters just breaking out in the song.
Dude, I wouldn't put it past it, like in the like Shadow Realm sequence when like all the color went out. That was just such a cool sequence.
Yeah,
that was honestly I think my highlight of the whole movie was the Shadow Realm fight when it's black and white, but then like special instances of uses of color.
Yep.
And just this unique camera angles on like this small planet. Very cool.
Oh, what do you think about Sif and her arm and that whole story? Yeah.
I mean, you said, and I thought this too, like maybe she'll get like a metal arm, kind of like Thor does in the Ultimate comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, wait, what do you think's going to happen with, like, Thor as a dad now that he's, like a kid? Like, what's that going to set up for storylines in the future? Is that setting up, like, she'll be in the Young Avengers, maybe?
That, or she could be kidnapped and something, like, she could be in danger later on, so that causes him to have, like, call to action to then save her, you know?
That would suck. I mean, not suck, but, like, just be like, I'd be ironic because Gore is, like, his kid, and he just kidnapped a bunch of kids. I don't know. I'm interested to see kind of how that goes. I was not expecting... I saw it like towards the end as it was approaching, but like I wasn't really expecting going to this movie that Thor was gonna have a kid at the end, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like Love and
honestly,
Thunder.
I thought he was gonna like die.
Yeah, I thought he might as well. Yeah. I guess it was kind of sad seeing Jane and him.
Yeah,
like,
that was sad with Jane though.
Reconnect and then pass. Yeah.
The whole thing with the space dolphins, which was beautiful, by the way.
I love those effects. Yeah.
Also, wait, they said they move in packs of 6, and there were 7 there.
Maybe that's a seventh wheel. Dolphin. It's like me in dolphin form. All right, ready to jump into the next segment?
Yes.
If you have any other questions or stuff we missed for Thor, usually, again, we spend a lot of time like thinking about it beforehand, but we, just came right out of the movie and had to record this because Daniel flies out tomorrow.
Yes.
But yeah, so anyways, totally trivia tidbits. So, did you know that, don't read it.
I'm not looking at the camera. I'm looking at the camera.
That Pixar came up with the ideas for A Bug's Life, Monsters, Inc., Finding Nemo, and WALL-E during one lunch break.
No? What?
So weird just watching you look at the camera. Like, just not looking at my notes. Yeah, so back in 1994, right before the first Toy Story was released, 4 of Pixar's leading creative directors, that was John Lasseter, Andrew Stanton, Pete Docter, and Joe Ranft, had a lunch meeting to discuss the future of the company. They got to brainstorming and decided a movie about bugs would make sense for their next film after Toy Story, because again, remember, they had trouble rendering...
Like humans?
Yeah, human skin, and so they did plastic toys, and they felt like bug exoskeletons were kind of the next step and was easily enough to develop. So then they started talking about Monsters Inc. next. Pete Docter liked that Toy Story was like based on the kid's idea that like a toy comes to life when no one's around. So he pitched an idea based on another common childhood belief, the monster in the closet, and that's kind of how Monsters Inc. was born. Andrew Stanton then threw out the idea about an overprotective father since he had just become like a new dad, and merged that idea with another thought that he had when he was a kid, when he went to the dentist, because when he was a kid, he would see fish in the fish tank there and wondered if they ever wanted to go home to the ocean, and so Finding Nemo was born.
Interesting.
And finally, as lunch was wrapping up, Andrew Stanton again threw out one last just kind of spitball idea discussing this question. He asked, what if mankind had to leave Earth and somebody forgot to turn off the last robot? And that was that spark for WALL-E. Whatever restaurant they got lunch at that day, I feel like
that must have been a good place.
Should get like residuals for life from Pixar.
That's dope.
All right, before we jump into the next segment,
yes,
I have a special 3-year anniversary surprise for you.
Oh?
So just stay here.
I knew you were doing something out there.
Yeah.
You rascal. While he's gone, I'll entertain. Hello, everybody. So, yeah, I'm in California right now. This is weird. It's hot. It's also just because this room is small and I'm sweaty. It's weird holding this mic, but I hope you guys are having a good time. Honestly, it's been a great experience out here. Been out here for like a week. It's been nice seeing all the different parts of the city, moving around from Glendale to Burbank to all the way over to Santa Monica, down to Venice Beach. Jake has obviously been an amazing host. You know, he's a good friend. honestly, this has just been a great time being able to come out here and have this experience. I know he might be hearing me like through the wall or maybe not, but either way, just thanks, man. Thanks a lot. Sounds like he's back. Oh, are we drinking those? Wait, is this blue milk?
Yes, happy anniversary. So we're doing, for those of you who can't see, I made some blue milk for Daniel.
Is it regular milk?
It's regular milk,
blue?
yeah.
Okay.
Which one do you want?
It doesn't matter to me.
Okay. So basically we're doing Rank Rally again. Again, this is our segment where we go through and like rank certain things. We were doing, we just finished the original trilogy of Star Wars music. So we're going to go through our top 5 Star Wars moments from the original trilogy. And while one person's going, the other person has to finish their blue milk beforehand. It's like nothing. Which one, do you want that one or this one?
I'm good.
All right. So I will go first.
So wait, do I have to...
Yeah, so you have to drink your blue milk as I'm going and react.
Tell me when.
I'm going to go through my top 5 moments from the entire original trilogy. So my number 5, you go ahead. You don't have to chug it. And Daniel's going to drink this blue milk in the meantime. My number 5 is Vader betrays the Emperor. It's like the culmination of Anakin and like Vader's story.
You can slow down if you want.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm fine. So, this was probably already in the top 5 moments of the original trilogy, just looking at episodes 4, 5, and 6, but with the added context of like what happens in the prequels with like Anakin's fall, it makes the sacrifice here like all that more impactful, and he truly is like the chosen one. Dude, I have 4 more to get through. You're totally fine.
I'm also hot. I was talking to the camera people, hello people, about that.
Okay. My number 4 is the twin sons. So it's again a very simple moment.
I should have had that on my list.
Luke looking at the twin suns, which by the way, you should never look directly into the sunlight, much less 2 suns.
Maybe they're lesser UV, you know? Maybe he's okay.
No, it's a desert planet, bro. But yeah, but it's like it's his hopeful spirit like looking over the horizon before like his life changes like forever, and the score here is just amazing. It's just a great moment. My number 3 is blowing up the Death Star, the first Death Star. Use the Force, Luke. Such a great ending to like the first film, and it was changed in the edit. I remember this kind of like a trivia tidbit from a while ago, but in the original cut, the Death Star wasn't about to blow up the Rebel base, but I feel like that added tension just elevates this moment and makes it higher on my list because it's like all that more exciting. So thank you for changing that in the edit, Lucasfilm. You good?
Oh yeah.
My number 2 is Yoda lifting the X-Wing out of the swamp. I mean, again, just such a great lesson. Like, appearances and size matters not. It's about heart and, like, believing in yourself. The score here, like we talked about. Whew. Yeah. And then number 1 is No, I am your father. If I could, like, erase my memory and go back...
And experience that?
Yeah, relive only one moment from all of Star Wars, like, as with fresh eyes, it would be this moment. And that's why it's my number 1.
I get that. I totally get that. Your list and mine are actually kind of similar.
All right, time for me to start drinking. Give me your top 5 Star Wars moments from the original trilogy.
All right, so my number 5 is Obi-Wan and Vader when Obi-Wan does the sacrifice so Luke can escape. It's just an iconic moment. It's nice to see the transition of Luke going into, like, seeing how Ben can be as a Jedi and talk to him later on. Jesus
my blue milk.
Christ.
Go ahead.
Okay. Number 4, Yoda and the Seagulls.
And the what?
And the seagulls, you know. When
When is that?
It's a bad lip sync thing. I'm doing it so you can. I'm doing it so you can put that in for TikTok. But really, no. My 4 is it's Yoda doing the X-wing.
Oh, okay.
Like legitimately.
What was your number 5 again? I was chugging.
My number 5 was Obi-Wan and Vader when Obi-Wan dies to Vader and sacrifices himself.
Okay.
Yeah. My number 3 is Luke in the barge for multiple reasons. One is that. Wah,
Oh
wah.
my gosh.
But then also, like, you know, like the badassery of him, like, doing the whole escape and the flipping and yeah. Number 2 is the trench run. So also when they blow up the Death Star, technically.
Up to the first one. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Again, it's just an iconic moment. Also for me personally, I like when, I forget if it was Battlefront 1 or Battlefront 2, but they had a game mode where you can do the trench run, and they obviously made it like more technically challenging. Like, you had to go like, in and out and yada yada. So the first time I did it, you're assigned like a hero, so I was literally Luke. So the first time I did it, I was able to get past everyone else and like actually do it. So I was like,
oh, that's cool.
That's so
actually do it.
Yeah. And of course, my number 1 is No, I'm Your Father. I called it Daddy Vader in my notes, but
Daddy Vader.
But yeah, dude, like, I totally agree with you. If there's one moment that you could replay for the first time, it would be that, because that was such a pivotal impact in Star Wars, and just some film in general.
Yeah, the reason we went through and did these moments is because we didn't want to go into the sequel trilogy just yet. So we want to put that off.
You said that to me. You're like, hey, you want to do like your top 5 moments from the original trilogy? I'm like, so you don't want to do the sequels?
I was talking to Greg, our friend Greg, about this because he commented that he liked the scores when we were talking about the scores, and I was like, yeah, I was thinking about doing like top 5 moments. He's like, oh yeah, that'd be cool, and we kind of got talking about it. So I was already like thinking about it. Shout out Greg.
Yeah, we should get him on sometime.
Yeah. But yeah, so we might even do the prequels since we've already done the scores from that. Just again, so we can. I mean, it's good to go through the prequels and also avoid the sequels a little longer for the scores. But yeah, there are definitely a lot of good scores in the sequels. There's just like more scores, so we have to like listen to a lot. But yeah. All right, ready for our Patron shout-outs?
Yeah, hit me with them.
Cue the Stars music. Boosh. We got Patron Lori, Frank, Rick, Lisa, Evan, Tony. Thank you so much for pledging the tier. Thank you to the shout out. If you like the support over on Patreon, the link is down in the description. You get the audio episode early, special benefits, cool perks, all that jazz, and more. Yes, thank you to our Patreon supporters. We seriously, really, genuinely appreciate you. Oh gosh, I don't have a review or comment. So we're jumping into our next segment where we look at reviews. It's so weird
seeing you actually like pulling up the reviews.
Yeah. So on our latest episode, or 2 episodes ago, was Kenobi Good, our Obi-Wan Kenobi review featuring Blake's takes. Lunar Butterfly with 2 Y's says for their top 5 soundtrack, I think Imperial March, Luke's theme, and the main Star Wars theme will always be my 3 favorites of all time, but I also love the ones you guys pick. I really don't think anything could ever top the Star Wars soundtrack for me. It's such a great soundtrack. John Williams is, speaking of goats,
a musical god. Yeah, true, and goats. Yeah.
For the 4. Imagine John Williams plays the goat in the 4, the mocap. Yeah. Also, I saw the goats pre like all the visual effects. So I saw Drax just wrestling like a blue, just like blob. Yeah. So that was funny.
Oh, dude, that's one of my favorite things when I saw the VFX breakdown for Infinity War. Yeah. There was this one shot to where like it was a panning shot of like all the heroes and like Drax like just jumped up and tackled like a giant blue blob. Yeah. But then the camera kept on going to see like a little bit of like the crew. And there's this one guy watching him do it. He's like, yeah!
That's so funny. All right, that's everything. Are you ready for the introduction?
Yeah, tell me when.
When?
We just talked about whatever we want to talk about, and now we're done. Blah.
Thank you so much for listening and for bearing with us if there was any technical difficulties with this episode. It's our first in-person one. Hope you enjoy. If you do enjoy, please feel free to leave a comment, review, a like. Thank you for being with us for 3 years, for however long you've been with us along this journey.
It's been a great time. It's been really a cool time.
Seriously, really appreciate it. We've met a lot of cool people, had some cool opportunities, and I'm happy to share it with you. Again, hope I don't lose my job for this one for talking about it. we're putting it out after.
Yeah, it's coming out after. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
So I'll be posting some pictures from the premiere, from the screening on my Instagram. So follow me there and on the podcast Instagram. All right, see you later. Goodbye.
Bye.